understand about some more topics in the Kubernetes. So in our previous session, we understood that what is the multi-tier application, how it works. We launched the front end and the back end application in the two different ports. And using the WordPress, the application in one of the port, we access the DB. And we understood that how we expose the port in the Kubernetes. And then we learned about that what is the use of the environmental variables and how we can use it. And similarly, we learned about the how to check the logs and some basic commands in the Kubernetes. So, just continuing the previous session, let's understood the today's topic in the Kubernetes that will be of the secret. So, we will at the end of the session, you will be comfortable about that what is secret, what is use of secret, what kind of algorithm we used in the secret, and what type of storage we provided by the Kubernetes. So, moving ahead, let me just start the Minikube start so that we can perform our practical on it and to give you the practical live demo for the same. So I'm just starting the Minikube. So let me just start it. So once it will be started, okay, it seems that it is started. And moving further, let me just show you the diagram about the secret so that it will be more understood about the same that how it works and what we are going to today. So let me just share the screen. Just give me a moment. And if you will see here, this is the day 7, and in this we will learn about the secret. And if we will move ahead, so here in the secret, what we will try to understand that whenever a request is coming onto the client, then it exposed, the WordPress is exposed. And if anyone having the access of the port of DB, then one can easily see the username and password that has been defined for the in the Docker file. So in order to hide the same, we use the one of the topic and one of the feature that is provided inside the Kubernetes, that is a secret. So the secret, if I define it, it is an object which basically it's an object which basically that contains a small amount of sensitive data such as password, token, or key. Such information might otherwise be put in a port specification or in a container image. And using a secret means that you don't need to include confidential data in your application code. So because secret can be created independently of the ports that use them, there is less risk of secret being exposed during the workflow of creating, viewing and editing ports. The Kubernetes and application that run in your cluster can also take additional precautions with secrets such as avoiding writing confidential data to non-volatile storage. So secrets are similar to config maps but are specifically intended to hold confidential data. So we will learn some more about the config maps in our coming session. So now let's just go to the practical. Let's do just some hands-on for the same, and let's go to our terminal. And then in our today agenda, we will first create the one of the port MyDB using the YAML. And once the port is created, after then we will see that what are the different username and password which is visible in the once we do the describe, and what we can do to hide the same. So let's start it. Let me see what is created currently. kubectl get port. So in the previous session we created the MyDB and the WordPress OS. So let me just clean the environment. kubectl and delete all hyphen all. So you know this command, that in this command once we will run, then it will delete everything inside the Kubernetes and it will clean the infrastructure. And if we will see that what is inside the secrets, so get in order to see the same, you can run the secrets kubectl get secrets. So this is some default configuration. In order to delete the same, I can use the same kubectl delete secret secret and my secret my secret. So in order to delete the secret, you can use the same. Now, what I can do, I can just create the one notepad file with the code. Let me create one code with the DB, my DB, or I can say the code.yaml. So let me just open it and let me just go to the notepad. And I think that there is a similar file it is created inside this. So let me see. Yes, code.yaml is already there. So let me just create with the another name notepad code db.yaml. Yes, that will be fine. So let me just create it and let me just go inside the notepad file. In order to go inside the notepad file, I have run this command notepad yaml mydb.yaml, and after then let me just share the screen that the notepad file is opened. So this is the blank notepad file. Now we will write our code inside it, and we will understood that how the DB is created. So in order to do the same, what I can do, I can start writing my code in the same format like API version colon v1, then kind code, then metadata. So here in the metadata, I can give as a name mydb, and I can define the labels. So inside the labels, I can define the app equal to mydb, and after then I can define the specification. So inside specification, I can define the containers within which I will define the image. So containers, inside the containers, I can define the name of the container. It will be, let me take the same name, mydb, and the image. So let me take the image like mysql colon 5.7. As you know that the you can pull the image from the Docker Hub. So this is the same image which we used in our previous day session. So once I have defined this container, so after then I need to define the environmental variable. So in previous session you understood that how I defined the environmental variables. So in order to define the environmental variables, that is inside the containers only, and I can use the keyword like environment, and here I can use like name. What name first environmental variable like mysql underscore root underscore password. So here I can define the value like let me just take random value like red hat. Then taking the another the environmental variable like mysql underscore database. So here I can define the value like you can take as a WordPress DB, and after then the another environmental variable I can take like mysql underscore user. Here I can take username, any name you can take. Let me take my name Akash, and then I can use the another environmental variable, and I can use the password, and here I can use the value. Let's take the same Akash. So in this way, I can create this the DB with the name of WordPress DB, given password. This image is given, and this app is given. So you know the significance of labels, which is basically used for once we have the replication controller is using, then automatically it will connect to the ports to the load balancer reverse proxy, and then I'm using the name and then perfect. So this is the code that I have written onto the YAML. So let me just save it first, and let me just close it, and let's just go back to the terminal and try to run it, and let's see if any of the error is coming while running it. So in order to create the same, I can use like kubectl create -f port db.yaml. So as you already know the command. So before this, let me just show you that what is inside the kubectl got ports. kubectl get ports. So if you will see here, as of now, nothing is there. It is saying no resource found in default namespace. So let me just create with the command kubectl create -f port db.yaml. So let me see. Yes, the DB is created, and let me see what is the output. kubectl get ports. So you can see the DB is running. Okay, so when the DB is running, DB is running when you define a perfect the environmental variable. Based on it, the DB started. Now, if you will run this command kubectl describe code and mydb. So in this command, you will see that this whatever the username and password that you have given, it is clearly visible. So this is it's like a threat in case if someone knows the DB port detail, then one can find it from the this environmental variable that is running the command kubectl describe command. Now, in order to hide this, we use one the feature of the Kubernetes, that is the secret. So secret is one of the box which we created, and we will put the variable inside it and will define it inside the code, this mydb. So how we can do this? So for doing the same, let me just create the another notepad file, notepad with the name of secret.yaml. So let me just open the notepad file. Let me just show you that the blank notepad file where we will be writing our the secret code. And to write the secret code, this will be the same the format I need to use, like API version colon v1, then kind. Here kind will be secret, then metadata, and here name will be your my secret. Let's take any name. So I have taken like my secret, and then I am using like data. So inside the data, I can define any of the variable, and inside this, I am defining like the password. So the Red Hat password that I have defined, so I am putting inside this variable. And let me just save it, and then just go back to the terminal, and will show you that how it look like. So here is the terminal. So if you will see here, the notepad secret file is there, and if I'll create it, kubectl create -f secret.yaml. So before that, let me just show you the what is inside the secret. So kubectl get secrets. So inside this, you will get entire detail of the whatever the secrets you have defined. So there is no secret, there is a default one. So kubectl get, and or you can do the describe secret, and here there is no secret defined, so there is no use for this. So let me just create it, kubectl create -f secret.yaml. So let me create, okay, it is giving some error. So let me read what is the error. Error from server bad request. Error when creating secret YAML. Secret version v1 cannot be handled as a secret v1.secret object metadata. Type kind data decode base 64 illegal base 64 data as input byte. Okay. So this is also one of the important thing, that once you are defining something in the secret, then it should be in the base 64. So for the base 64, you need to go to the Google Chrome and can write the base 64 over there, and can use the encoded password. So let me just go to the first the open the secret.yaml where I stored the code. So this is let me just show you the secret.yaml. So before that, let me just go to the Google Chrome and show you that how to open the base 64. So in case if you go to the base 60 Google Chrome, so I have already opened this base 64, if you can see. So in case if you want to open it, so you can just do the uh, www.google.com, and inside this you can write here the base 64 encode. So it will take you to this URL, and once you will open this URL, so you will find the base 64. So inside this base 64, in case if I want to encode the same Red Hat and want to encode it, so it will give me this value. So let me just copy this value, and then let me just paste into my secret file. So let me just take you to the notepad file for the secret, and this is the secret file. And inside this secret file, in where I am using the normal password, I am using this base 64 encoded password. So let me just save it and then close the file. So let me just close it, and then let's just go back to the terminal. So here I'm back to the terminal, and if I'll create the kubectl create -f and secret.yml. So let me just create it. So perfect. Now it is created successfully. In order to see the description, kubectl describe secret and secret.yml. Not the secret.yml, but let me just first kubectl get secrets. Here is the my secret is created, and inside the my secret, if you will describe it, kubectl describe secret, and my secret is the secret that we have created. So once you will describe it, then what is saying? Okay, the secret is not correctly written. So let me just write it secret. So once I write it, then you will find that data P is the 6 byte. Okay. So now I need to update my the pod file, right? In order to update the pod file, I need to go to the pod file again. So notepad. So first let me just delete the pod kubectl delete pod and mydb. So once you will delete it, then you will find that there is no pod is present. kubectl get pods. So there is no pod. Now let me just open the pod.yml, poddb.yml. And once you open it, so let me just go to the notepad terminal. So this is the notepad terminal, and in this notepad terminal, if you will find it, so here the name is there, the root password. So the Red Hat. So we have updated this Red Hat. So in order to update the same, I need to first delete it and then use the syntax for the same value from, right. And inside this, I need to use this the keyword like the secret key ref. Okay. And inside this, I can use like the name my secret. Okay, and inside this, I am using this key. Okay, so this key is I used in the secret.yml file, and the name I am using here is a my secret, and this the root password that is so I am encrypting. I am using the encrypting form of the MySQL root password. So let me just save it and then close it, and then let me just go to the terminal back, and then create the myport.yml. Okay, so let me just create it. kubectl create -f port.db.yml. So let me just create it, and let's see that whether it is created successfully or not. Okay, fine. So let me just see if the pod is created. Perfect. So you can see that the pod is in the running state. So now what I can see, let me just go to the kubectl describe pod, and the pod name as mydb. So if you will see here, the container is started, and here you can see, now you can see the difference. Previously the MySQL root password was showing as a key, secret key as Red Hat, but now it is showing as a nothing. It is showing set to the key P in my secret, right? Optional false, but rest of the password are still showing, right? MySQL password. So in order to hide the same, also you can use the similar procedure. So for the same, let me just open the secret file. So notepad secret.yaml. So once I open it, let me just go to the secret.yaml. So you will find over here that I can, in order to encode the another password, how what I can do. So let me just take the another key like Q, and here I will just go to the base 64. Let me just go to the base 64 so that you will be able to understand that how I just change the key and I just encode it. So let me just use the Akash, and let me just run this encode. So once I run this encode, so you will find this it has given this value, encoded value. So I'll go back to the my notepad and will just simply paste it. So I'll go to the notepad, and this is my notepad, and I will paste the another value like, so here I will paste it. Okay, this value is pasted. This I given any value like Q. Okay, inside it pasted the value. So now I'll go back to the notepad code. So in order to go to the same, so let me just go to the terminal, and inside this terminal, if I'll see here, this is the kubectl. Let me just check whether the secret.yaml is visible. Secret kubectl get secrets. So inside this kubectl get secret, my secret is there, and let me just describe it. Kubectl describe secrets, my secret, and if we'll describe, then there is only one p is coming, right? One key value is coming. Now I want to give it, I want to update it. So in order to update the same, I can use the kubectl apply -f the secret.yaml. So once I apply it, and it is showing that secret, my secret configured, and if you will run the describe command again, so you can see now the q key value updated. So here now I have two key value p and q with the 6 byte data inside it. Now in order to update in the pod as well, so that if I am running like kubectl describe pod mydb. So if you will run this command, you will see here that the MySQL password, which is still is coming as a hash. So I need to update it to the encrypted format, right? So in order to do the same, I need to open the pod db.yaml and need to update it. So let me just go to the pod db.yaml. Let me just show you the notepad file where we created the poddb.yaml. So inside this, you will find here, this is the MySQL password. So here first I need to delete this. And if I want to copy it, I can copy it. So for this, you need to copy from here so that everything it becomes copy, including space. So value from secret key reference, the name will be same my secret and key is Q. So Q will take it from the secret .yaml file and will update here. So let me just save it, and let me just go to the terminal back, and let me just what I will do, I'll just kubectl delete code mydb. So once I'll delete it and will recreate, then you will be able to find it that the values are updated. So let me just do the same kubectl create -f, and here I can use the pod db.yaml, and once I create it, pod is created, and let me see kubectl get pods. So here you can see it is perfectly running. And now let me just check the describe kubectl describe code and mydb. So it will describe the code, and we will see that previously it was showing the password as Akash. So, but this time if I'll see here, then this is showing as a my secret. Right now, your file is secret. Your file is not threatened that somebody can read the password for your file, but you should be aware that in the secret.yaml, you need to decode the base 64 password to get the value. Now, in case this is the value, and if I want to go inside the DB, so in the previous session we understood that how we can go inside this DB. So my kubectl execute -it, then mydb and bash. So once I do the same, then I will be inside this DB, and I can use this username as mysql akash np akash. Then I will use this SQL, and you can see that I entered into this, and the DB name I use as a WordPress DB. So here the DB name change, and you can use the show tables. So in this way we can, so in this today's session we understood that how we can create the secret .yaml, what is the secret, and what are the uses of secret, right? So this is the, we reached to the end of the session, and let me just go to the our slide so that we can take some questions from the same. So let me just go to the slide, and based on it, we will understand that what we understood by today. So this is the question answer round. So in this question answer, we will understand that what we learned today. So the first thing is that what is secret in Kubernetes? So after attending this session, you are comfortable in secret. That secrets are the sensitive information like password or SSH keys. What are the uses of secret? Though the YAML file is accidentally exposed by an unauthorized person, then the sensitive information in YAML file should not be exposed. It should be hidden in secret file in the form of key value pair. Then another question comes to the mind that which type of encoding algorithm is used by secret. So it is the base 64 algorithm used by secrets. And if we say that what is literal, then the key value pair in the secret key is called literal. And which type of storage is provided by Kubernetes? So Kubernetes provides file system and block storage type of volume called ephemeral storage. So ephemeral storage is also called the temporary storage. So this is we come to an end, and we understood these secret concept which is used inside this Kubernetes, and I hope you can apply this in your the day-to-day work in order to keep your file the data as a secret so that other one can't read it. So I hope you like this session. If you like this session, then please give your like to the session. If you don't like the session, please do the dislike. And in case if you have some comments, then you can write some comments so that hope it will be used for improving the slides or the session. Also, I have created the one of the Telegram group, so you can join the Telegram group. And in case if you have any query, you can directly post your the in case if you have query, you can post it on the group. So the entire detail is given in the description box below. So hope you like my channel. So you subscribe my channel so that once any new video is uploaded, so you will get the notification. And on a day-to-day basis, the new topics of Kubernetes will be covered, and you will become hands-on. I'll be doing the practical hands-on on the Kubernetes, and will the same exposure will give to you. So thanks all. Thanks for joining the session. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. See you in the next day. Bye.